one game from my life, I want Madison Bumgarner on my mound. And that may seem like a crazy and outrageous position to take, considering that Clayton Kershaw just had arguably the greatest regular season we've ever witnessed a pitcher have. Kerry just threw out some of the numbers. 21-3, 1.77. Madison Bumgarner just went 18-10 with a 2.98. Not bad, but not Clayton Kershaw. But dare I suggest that Clayton Kershaw might be becoming the Peyton Manning of baseball, the greatest regular season pitcher ever, because so far, not so good in the postseason for Clayton Kershaw.
Got it.
Now, I don't have a big body of work, but so far, not so good, because he's 1-3 in his postseason starts with a 4.23 ERA. And remember last year against St. Louis? Do you remember Game 2? He pitched very well, but he lost the game 1-0. And then in the crucial Game 6, this is now the money's on the table, and it's at Busch Stadium. But he gives up 10 hits and 7 earned runs in 4 innings, and they lose the game 9-0. That's not an ace-like performance, obviously. So now let's look at the other guy, who's just been pretty good in the regular season.
Okay.
But in his postseason starts, he's 4-2 with a 3.02 ERA. But more important, at age 21, World Series Game 4, 2010 at Texas, a hitter's paradise. He goes 8 innings and gives up no runs and strikes out 6. Then World Series Game 2, 2012 against Detroit. This one at San Francisco. He goes 7 innings and gives up no runs and strikes out 8.
Okay.
And last night was just a flat-out masterpiece. That's on the road in the loudest park in baseball. And you don't think he turned down the sound? Pitch after pitch, the sound just went like this. Again, the grand slam really turned it down. But again, pitch after pitch, those poor Pittsburgh fans are just sitting back saying, we got no chance tonight. Complete game, 4-hit shutout. You strike out 10. That's some big-time stuff, and that is winner take all. Loser, go home. So, to me, Madison Bumgarner has already proven that he is made of tougher stuff in the postseason than Clayton Kershaw. Now, Kershaw's got he's got one tomorrow night, or it's actually tomorrow afternoon in the West.
Yeah, that's time.
Against Wainwright. That will be a big one. We'll see how he fares in that one.
You know what? I need to let everybody know how brilliant you are. I need to
there's
put
a
this
big
for the
butt
record.
coming here.
Because Skip Bayless, you are the ultimate slickster. And I mean that complimentary.
Yeah, I don't
sitting
think
across from
so.
you. Oh, yes, it is. I'm giving you credit where credit is due. You think you're slick. Let me give a perfect
I don't think
example.
I'm slick.
You are slick.
I know
you
I'm
are
slick.
slick. You are slick. At least that's why you're wearing black most of the time. Good for you. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Skip Bayless points out how Bumgarner pitches in the World Series against Detroit, pitches 7 innings, gives up just 2 hits, no runs, okay? They win that game. It's beautiful. I'm sorry, there were series that took place before that World Series.
There were?
That Skip Bayless actually left out.
Oh,
For example,
I said he was 4-2.
Hold on. Bumgarner, he starts with 4-2. Here's what Skip did.
The other guy's
Check it out.
1-3.
Stay with me. Work with me here. Skip Bayless forgot that there was an NLDS series against Cincinnati where Bumgarner finished with an ERA of 8. Why? Because he pitched 4 1/3 and has gave up 4 runs and 7 hits. The next time we saw him was against St. Louis in the NLCS, the Conference Championship Series, the National League Championship Series. His ERA was 14.
You put that right here.
14, okay? Pitched 3 2/3 and has gave up 8 hits and 6 runs. You left that out. So when you talk,
I gave you his overall ERA, 3.02.
Like I said, slick.
I said
did
it.
not say
I wasn't
false.
trying to be slick.
did not
I was
say
trying to be
erroneous.
forthcoming.
I did not say erroneous. I said slick. So you pointed out the fact that you wanted to point out, but left that out. So you bring up the World Series game against Detroit, acting like, what did he look like before that particular game in the World Series?
Now you're ignoring the glaring obvious of how great he was 3 times in the postseason.
I am telling you, I understand that Bumgarner can throw. But last night he was masterful. It was just a masterpiece, right? Set him up, kept throwing high, and that just left the half bottom of the plate just wide open for him. He just abused them last night. His breaking ball was sensational. But here's the point that I'm trying to make to you. When you look at him and you look at Kershaw, I will acknowledge that Kershaw's got something to prove come playoff time, especially after his performance last year. I will give you that. But 21-3, 1.77 ERA. I'm worried about Kershaw too many innings. Pitched 198 innings this year, okay? But the point that I'm trying to make to you, his array of pitches is just masterful to watch. And his breaking ball is nothing short of sensational when it's on. Here's the thing. Posey's big time. And the reason why I bring up a catcher, because for folks out there that don't really know baseball, you got to understand that the game is called by the catcher. And the catcher and how he calls the game and what kind of pitches he gets you to throw plays a very significant role. Posey is big time. He's a future Hall of Famer, not just because of what he can do as a hitter, but it's how he calls the game, how he protects his pitches. Plus, he can throw you out. A.J. Ellis with the Dodgers, he can call a masterful game.
He's pretty good.
He just can't hit worth the damn.
Okay,
but he can bat 191. But he can call a game. If you're telling me that you're just going off of what we've seen from them in the postseason, I concede. You're right. Because Kershaw has to show that the person we see in the regular season, he can show in the postseason. But what I'm saying is, in terms of stuff, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, I don't think Bumgarner's stuff is better than Kershaw.
I'll buy that. I'll agree with you on that.
I don't think it's better than Kershaw.
21-3 says that pretty loudly.
Well, I'm just saying,
right?
you know.
21-3? Post?
Well, what I'm saying is, you're saying to me that psychologically, because of what Kershaw hasn't done in the postseason, is why you will go with Bumgarner.
Yes.
I'm just saying, don't tell me you're going to go with Bumgarner because you think he has better stuff than Kershaw. I don't believe that.
Okay, if you and I are managing one game for our lives against each other, if I got Bumgarner and you got Kershaw, I'm feeling real good about myself.
You are feeling real good about yourself based on history. I'm feeling good about myself based on this year.